read to virtual classroom. Right. Today, what can you see in the screen? Yes, it's a picture of a library. Okay, shall I ask you this sort of question? When you go to library, what sort of a way you behave? Are you shouting, or are you somewhat feel silent, or whatever? Yes, you can see from the pictures also. They are reading newspapers and books and everything in a silent manner, right? So make it a point, when you enter to the library, you have to be silent. You have to read books. Another picture is there, and what a student is searching for a book, right? So in library, uh, have you been to library? Yes, I know, definitely. As students of grade 8, you are being to the library. In your school also, you have a library period. So when you go to the library, make it a point to be silent. And rather than that, yes, you can select whatever the books you wanted. There are so many sections, right? Okay. Now we are going to move to the lesson today, right? Uh, yes. Today we are starting with a new unit, that is the world of children. Yes, that is your world. You belong to children's world. Yes, children's world. So the first activity is activity 7.1, that is act out. Okay. Hasini is at the library returning the books she had borrowed. Yes. So, who is in the library? Yes, Hasini is in the library and she has taken some books and she is going to return those books. Okay, we'll see. So, when you are in the library, what are the things you can do? You can be silent and search for books, those things. In some libraries, you can search internet as well. Right. So, when you see the book, you can see two pictures, right? What are they? There is a library. In the middle, there is a board called science also. The librarian is there, you can see. And rather than that, some students are there, yes. Another picture is there, you can see. They are, of course, only empty library, because the students or teachers are not seated, right? Okay, now we are moving to the dialogue. Although I am alone here, I'm going to do the role play, librarian's part, and as well as Hasini's part. Okay, we'll see. Right. I'm here to return these two books, please. Well, these books are overdue. There's a fine on these. Okay, we'll see. We'll after doing after doing the whole thing, I will explain all the unfamiliar words, right? Yes, they were borrowed 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry, I was down with flu. How much is the fine? They were due on 23rd. That will be 30 rupees. Here you are. Thank you. Are you borrowing any books? Well, I'm looking for some information on children's festivals and games. Can you recommend any books? We've got a new encyclopedia. It was donated by UNESCO recently. You will find it in the reference section. Aren't there any new books? We have a good one called Children of the World. Let me check. No, we haven't got it at the moment. Someone has borrowed it. Can I reserve it? Of course, then we can hold it for you. Thank you. You are welcome. So, at the end of the lesson, they have mentioned you UNESCO, the United National Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, because you have given just the abbreviation UNESCO. That's why they have mentioned what UNESCO uh, represents for, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Okay, now I am going to explain what are the words, new words for you. Okay, we'll see. I'm here to return these two books. So Hasini needs to return two books, right? Okay. Well, these books are overdue. What do you mean by overdue? What do you mean by overdue? Overdue means what? That means the dates we have to give the books that has expired, right? Overdue means that. Okay. Overdue. We'll see it from English dictionary. Yes. Past due. Not paid at the scheduled time. See, not paid at the scheduled time. Overdue. Installment. Right? Okay. So, see, this Read to Me app, you can learn a lot of things. Actually, here, this Read to Me app is available in Google Store in your Android phones. Make it a point to download this and get the maximum use of this, right? So, right, there is a fine on these. What do you mean by fine? We'll see. We can look at it from English dictionary. Yes, fine means um, issue a ticket or fine to as a penalty. I was fined for parking on the wrong side of the street. So, if you do some sort of a illegal thing, that means if you are asked to park in one side, if you park your vehicle in another side, you have to give the fine. In Sinhala, it's just Dade, right? So move your car, or else you will be ticketed. So there is that. Fine means in Sinhala it's Dade, right? So yes, they were borrowed 3 weeks ago. So how many weeks? How many weeks? 3 weeks ago only. This Hasini has borrowed these books. I am sorry, I was down with flu, so she may be having fever or something. Because of that only, she couldn't give the books. That means to return those books. Okay, they were due to this. So she was giving the exact date. Because of that, librarian is telling, so your fine is 30 rupees, right? Here you are, thank you. Are you borrowing any books today? So she's asking some questions. Are you borrowing some books? Yes. So she's telling she needs some sort of what books? Books regarding children's festivals and games. Okay, what do you mean by festival? We can look at it from English dictionary and see. Yes, a day or a period of time set aside for feasting and celebration. Some sort of a celebration is a festival, right? And games. Can you recommend any books? What do you mean by recommend? We'll see it from dictionary and see. Recommend. Push for something, right? So that is recommending something. The travel agent recommended strongly that we not travel on Thanksgiving Day, right? So, okay, recommend something. Okay, now we are moving to the next page. Okay, we've got a new encyclopedia. What do you mean by encyclopedia? This is a good word, right? So you have to know what it is. We'll look at it from English dictionary. Yes, encyclopedia means a reference work, often in several volumes, containing articles on various topics, often arranged in an alphabetical order, dealing with the entire range of human knowledge or with some particular specialty. That is encyclopedia. Encyclopedia is very helpful to get information regarding anything, right? So it's a donation. What do you mean by donated? Donated means, we'll see it from English dictionary and clarify our thing. Yes, donated means give to a charity or good cause. I donated blood to the Red Cross for the victims of the earthquake. Donate money to the orphanage. So you can donate money for orphanage. So that's a good thing. You can donate money for elders home. Those are good thing. You can donate money for temple. You can donate money for church. Those are good charity things, right? So donation means that. She donates to her favorite charity every month. Okay, that is donated by. This was donated by whom? By UNESCO, right? So I gave you, UNESCO means an abbreviation. So the what is the long term? The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, right? You will find it in the reference section. Okay, what do you mean by reference? In every library, you have a reference section. So can you take outside those reference books? What sort of idea you are having regarding that? Make it a point, students. in your reference section, you can't take books outside, only to refer. If you want to get some information from the reference section book, especially these encyclopedias, you go there and you write it down, but you can't take the book and go outside. So it is prohibited. In reference sections, the books are not given for you to take outside. That is the normal routine in a library for the reference section, right? Aren't there any new books? So they are asking, is there any new books also? So she's telling there is a book called this thing, Children of World. So let me check. At the moment, somebody has borrowed it. Another person has borrowed that books. Can I reserve? We'll see. What do you mean by reserve? Reserve means, we'll see it from English dictionary. Yes, reserve means hold back or set aside. So somebody has taken it for future use or contingency. They held back their pause in anticipation. So that is what reserve. Of course, then we can hold it for you, right? Thank you. You are welcome. So now that is how we do things in a library. So who is the special person in the library? Yes, normally the librarian is there, right? So okay, read the dialogue and complete the sentences, right? So you have given these words. First, we will look at these words. Late fee. Fee means, what do you mean by fee? Just look at it from English dictionary and see. Fee means a fixed charge for a privilege or for professional services. Fee means what is the amount you pay for something. That is the fee. For example, there are certain types of schools in Sri Lanka. For example, there are international schools. There are private schools, there are government schools. Are you paying, if you are in a government school, are you paying school fees for government schools? No, you don't pay school fees for government schools. But when you compare it with an international school or a private school, are you going to pay school fees? Yes, you have to pay school fees for those schools. That is the fee. Fee means the amount you pay for something, right? So late fee. That means if you have borrowed a book, if you do not pay for it, you have to pay a late fee. That is that. Returning means you have to borrow books as well as you have to return it, right? So overdue, I told you overdue means like expire, right? Okay. Borrow means you are taking books, borrowing books and returning books. Those are the two terms we use, right? Requested. Okay, what do you mean by requesting? We'll see it from, yes, requested means asked for. You are asking for something. The requested aid is forthcoming. So you are asking for something. Informal way, you say it as requesting for something. Right, okay. Now we are moving to the activity. So what you have to do? Read the dialogue and complete the sentences. So these are the words you have given. Hasini, 2 books to the library. Can you please tell me what is the answer? Hasini, what did she do? Hasini borrowed 2 books to the library, right? So these words you have to fill it according to the purpose of it. The books were 3 weeks. Yes, it's very easy. What is the answer? Overdue, right? So then, since the due date was passed, she has to pay which fee? Fee means amount of money you pay. What is the answer? Yes, late fee. Since the due date was passed, she had to pay a late fee. Hasini wanted to some books on children's festivals and games. What is the answer? Hasini wanted to borrow some books on children's festivals and games. Hasini, the librarian, to hold a book for her. Hasini, what? Hasini requested the librarian to hold a book for her. Right. Okay. Now, today, we were discussing about what? We were discussing about how are you going to act in which sort of a place when you enter the library, how you behave, right? Can you please tell me, are you going to shout in the library? No, when you are in the library, what you have to do is you have to be silent. So silent is the best policy when you are inside the library. That is the main thing you have to consider. Rather than that, we learn about so many words, right? In a library, if you are not giving or if you are not returning the books properly, you have to have a what? You are given a fine. What do you mean by fine? I told you. Yes, fine means in Sinhala it's Dade. So fine means that, right? So rather than that, we were discussing about how to be in a library and who are the people. Actually, the librarian is available. You can go through inside in some libraries. You can go through the internet as well. You can search internet as well. There are facilities. Okay, can you please tell me what are the libraries that you know? Yes, national libraries there, it's available in Colombo. Rather than that, British Council, they have a good libraries are available. Make it a point to go to library and search books and gather information. Okay children, I hope you enjoy the lesson today. We will meet with another lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.